very good afternoon and a very warm welcome to our guest of honor, Mr. Ong Ye Kang, Minister for Health. Can we give Minister a big round of applause? Thank you, Minister, for joining us this afternoon. Mr. Ng Che Pong, Chief Executive of the National Library Board. Professor Tan Tai Yong, President of the Singapore University of Social Sciences. Distinguished guests present here at the port, our audience members tuning in online, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon. Welcome to the opening and keynote event of the Time of Your Life Celebration 2023. My name is Lester Liu. It's my pleasure to be the MC for this very meaningful and very exciting event this afternoon. The National Library Board has been serving seniors in the community for many years. Since 2011, NLB has organized the Time of Your Life celebration to celebrate seniors aged 50 and above to encourage active aging and lifelong learning. For the third time since 2020, NLB and the Singapore University of Social Sciences, SUSS, have come together to bring to all of you this celebration. This year, the Time of Your Life celebration is held in support of the Ministry of Health's 2023 Action Plan for Successful Aging, the National Celebration of Seniors and Healthier SG. Now, you will find in your goodie bag the Time of Your Life resource guide, specially curated by our librarians. Now, also for our audience members tuning in online as well, now the Time of Your Life resource guide is also available as an e-copy where you can scan the QR code that you see on the screen in front of you. Now, you can also download them from the website go.gov.sg/TOYL 2023-list. Now, this year's celebration kicked off with a series of pre-events from beginning October leading up to the official launch event here today. In fact, a very special Human Library, What's Your Passion program was held at this very venue on the 6th of October. So to find out more about the reflections handwritten by the participants, now later on when you can as well, do visit the NLB booth at the end of this program. It is actually just on your right-hand side. So some of our human books are also present here today as well. So without further ado, here to officially welcome everyone, I'm pleased to invite Mr. Ng Che Pong, Chief Executive of the National Library Board, for his address. Mr. Ng, please.
Minister for Health, Mr. Ong Ye Kang, Professor Tan Tai Yong, President, Singapore University of Social Sciences, distinguished guests and partners, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the launch of this year's Time of Your Life celebration, which is jointly organized by NLB and SUSS. I'm happy to see many of our partners, seniors, and caregivers today at our first in-person launch event since the pandemic. A warm welcome, too, to everyone who has joined us online. As we are well aware, Singapore's population is aging rapidly, but old can be gold. Singaporeans now have a longer lifespan, experience better health, and have more opportunities than before to age well. Over the weekend, Professor Tommy Koh outlined the 10 joys of growing old in Singapore in an article in Sunday Times, and he included the public library system as one of the reasons. In line with the Ministry of Health's strategies on preventive care and successful aging, we're coming together as a community, the government, academia, and private sector partners to celebrate and empower our seniors to age well. In this space, NLB plans to be an active player, and we will expand the opportunities for seniors to enjoy the golden years. NLB has been running programs and services across our libraries and archives, including many with our partners, to equip seniors with information and activities to live well. We believe it's important for all of us to gain a better understanding of the changes we are going through as we age, and importantly, to discover ways to continue to thrive. This is an integral part of our Libraries and Archives Blueprint 2025 to enable learning opportunities for all, including seniors, through the creation of a vibrant learning marketplace. Since 2011, we have been collaborating with educational institutions with expertise in gerontology, such as SUSS, to hold the Time of Your Life celebration to offer more learning opportunities for seniors. This year marks the third time we're working together with SUSS on the celebration. We're glad to have had thousands of seniors and caregivers join in this celebration over the years. Last year, for instance, 3,000 seniors and caregivers took part in more than 30 programs held across the island and online. Aside from this annual event, we have targeted outreach programs that aim to address some of the pressing issues of aging, such as dementia. In 2021, NLB partnered with SUSS and Dementia Singapore on the Reminiscence project to support persons with dementia and their caregivers. The National Archives of Singapore, which is part of NLB, provided archival resources like pictures of olden-day Singapore for seniors to reminisce about the past and stay mentally agile. Our librarians and archivists also volunteered at the project's facilitation sessions to encourage seniors, engage them and their caregivers to better understand how we can support their learning needs. This year's celebration, themed Ageless Creativity, Golden Opportunities, has grown to be even bigger. Seniors and their caregivers can look forward to more than 80 programs, both online and in person. They include today's keynote seminar on reminiscence and dementia, healthy aging masterclasses with Tan Tock Seng Hospital's Institute of Geriatrics and Active Aging, and others offered by our community partners, such as yoga for caregivers. We also worked with partners to organize learning programs within the community. For instance, one of the pre-events leading up to this year's Time of Your Life celebration involved seniors and caregivers visiting the Parkinson's Society Singapore and SG Assist, a senior and caregiver resource center, to learn firsthand about the work they do there and services they could consider tapping on. According to researchers from Johns Hopkins University, socially isolated older seniors have a higher chance of developing dementia. So reading and social interactions can open the windows to the world and reduce our risk of dementia. To help our seniors do that, NLB and SUSS will be launching exciting new interactive resources at this year's celebration. SUSS developed an intergenerational reminiscence game called Come, Let's Chat, in consultation with experts in the field of gerontology. I believe Professor Tan will talk about it more later on. The team also worked with NAS, who curated visuals of past and present-day Singapore to encourage seniors to recall, reflect on their past, and by doing so, promote their psychological well-being, self-esteem, and happiness through the power of reminiscence. These visuals are also available as digitized memory cards for families, caregivers, or anyone looking to engage seniors. They can download all these for free via the NLB website. These cards will provide more opportunities to engage seniors in a fun and easy way through games or conversations. We hope this activity will encourage seniors to also share their stories and to help all of us develop a deeper appreciation and understanding of Singapore's heritage and identity. In support of the Healthier SG initiative, NLB has also collaborated with the Ministry of Health to produce a new resource guide that features books and video recommendations curated by our librarians. These resources would encourage seniors to be proactive and stay up to date on their health and well-being. You can browse through the copy in your goodie bag or download an e-version. This year's celebration would not have been possible without the close partnership of SUSS. I'd like to thank SUSS for their strong support, and I'm very happy that we will be extending our partnership by another 2 years. I look forward to working closely with SUSS to develop even more opportunities for seniors to discover ways to live and age well. So thank you everyone for joining us today, and I wish that all of you will have a meaningful time learning together and from each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ng. Mr. Ng, can I invite you to join us on stage for the MOU signing, please? I'm also pleased to invite our signatory, Professor Tan Tai Yong, President of SUSS, to join us on stage. And I'd also like to invite Minister Ong to witness the MOU signing. Minister, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Minister will witness the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between NLB and SUSS to continue their collaboration to co-curate programs with gerontology experts for our seniors and our caregivers. Can we now invite, can we have a photograph first? Perhaps we can look forward for a very quick photograph first. Thank you. Can we now invite Mr. Ng and Professor Tan to please kindly sign on the document, please. Thank you. Can we swap the document over, please? Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to a strong partnership between NLB and SUSS. Congratulations on this partnership. Can we have a photograph? Can we open up the document together with Minister to join in the photograph, please? Can we have our guests to look forward, please? Thank you very much. Once again, how about a big round of applause? The MOU between NLB and SUSS. Thank you, Professor. If you can please join us at the front. Thank you, Minister. Thank you, CE. Professor, we'd now like to invite you for your address. Professor, please.
Mr. Ong Kang, Minister for Health, Mr. Ng Chipong, Chief Executive Officer, National Library Board, guest speakers, distinguished guests, good afternoon to all. I'm delighted to join you all today at this year's Time of Your Life celebration. Since its inauguration in 2011, the Time of Your Life celebration has been NLB's signature event for those aged 50 years and above. It celebrates our seniors, I think now young seniors and old seniors, and promotes active aging and learning for life. And these are core tenets of what we do at the Singapore University of Social Sciences. I was reminded by my colleagues that 13 years ago, we launched the gerontology program at the NLB pod here, a vital step in promoting gerontological education and improving the well-being of our older adults. I'm excited to join in the launch of Come, Let's Chat game at this very same venue where we launched the gerontology program some 13 years ago. Through our industry-leading programs, SUSS cultivates top-tier professionals in gerontology, fostering a skilled workforce that spans the healthcare, social services, and business sectors. We signed our first MOU with NLB in 2016, and this long-standing collaboration with NLB has facilitated a consistent exchange of insights on elder care and allowed us to co-create programs focused on gerontology and the promotion of successful aging. Today's celebration will witness the launch of a new resource, including intergenerational reminiscence game called Come, Let's Chat. Studies have found that reminiscing about the past can significantly increase the blood flow to the brain, potentially up to about 80 times. Reminiscence shows promise in alleviating symptoms of depression and slowing the progression of dementia and cognitive decline. This new game aims to promote the psychological well-being, self-esteem, and happiness of older adults through the power of reminiscence. It is a result of our collaborative efforts with the National Archives of Singapore and was inspired by a joint reminiscence project with Dementia Singapore and NAS during the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition to researching the benefits of reminiscence, it is essential to provide training to caregivers, professionals, and volunteers on how to facilitate recollections of past events and experiences in older adults. Therefore, SUSS, with support from the Ngee Ann Kongsi, is pleased to partner with the Agency for Integrated Care, AIC, to introduce a new online learning module called An Introduction to Reminiscence Facilitation, Enhancing Well-Being in Older Adults. SUSS will offer this module to staff of community care organizations, and it will also be available for members of the public on our online portal, UniLearn. The module builds on earlier training efforts by SUSS. Last month, we trained the first batch of reminiscence facilitators from 12 community care organizations. They will complete their practicum before being certified to serve as reminiscence facilitators in the elder care sector. We still have much to do to foster an age-friendly Singapore for all. SUSS is committed to collaborating with the government and other agencies to co-develop a vibrant ecosystem of resources and experiences for seniors and caregivers, and collectively advance the gerontology support network for successful aging. Together, we can create a more inclusive and caring Singapore where our seniors can continue to thrive in their golden years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Tan. Thank you, Professor Tan. So you heard Professor Tan mention about the Come Let's Chat game. You heard also from Mr. Ng as well. So here to share more about the Come Let's Chat game is Associate Professor Carol Ma. She's the Head Gerontology Program and Senior Fellow at the Singapore University of Social Sciences. Let's welcome her, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm so happy that I'm here. It's because it's our first time since the pandemic we can actually get together to celebrate your life. And so today I'm going to share with you what we have gone through to develop the intergenerational reminiscence game. So you see here, actually we have 3 phases. Phase 1, actually during the pandemic, we worked together with National Archive of Singapore to develop the Reminiscence in Dementia Care project during the COVID pandemic. And then we also developed the Reminiscence Educational Protocol and also helped the family to develop legacy video. And then afterward, we found out that it's not enough. So somehow, actually, some of the family told us, we want to have physical, game that we can use at home. Or maybe we can actually promote this in the community care organization. So somehow we developed this intergenerational reminiscence game called Come, Let's Chat. At the same time, we also work with NLB staff, NAS staff, to do a pilot on reminiscence library. So you will see we actually have different resources online that you can access. And then after that, we also think about, after the game, then what's next? Because we need to teach people whether they know how to facilitate the reminiscence. So that's why we developed a course, it's Reminiscence Facilitation Training course. It's the first course in Singapore that we certify people become a reminiscence facilitator. So if you are interested, you can go to our SUSS website to find out more about the information. And the inspiration, as I mentioned, is actually because of our friends from Dementia Singapore. Can you help me to give them a big hand? Because without them, I don't think we will develop the game, and I don't think that we will also develop the reminiscence facilitation course. Because of them, we developed that because we want to benefit more older adults in Singapore. And because they teach us, memory is the diary we all carry about with us. So here you see, Come Let's Chat. It's an intergenerational reminiscence game. It's an age-friendly design. You will see that we have different color of the card. And it also talking about the past and the present of the Singapore. And we have different themes, include people and place, Kampong Days, and national campaign. So we'll see that this actually has a lot of fun. And we also have input from gerontologists and also archive experts, young people and older adults. So that's the reason why today you will see the Come Let's Chat game. And at the same time, because we know that just game is not enough, you need instructional, video. So we developed 3 videos. If you actually don't want to read, you can actually watch the video how you can play the game. And so one of my students, Eunice there, how about you say hi? And Eunice and Kenneth and CK, we have a team of people from SUSS. They are all our alumni and students, together with NAS people, especially Julia, Irene, Patricia, we work together and then to create this Come Let's Chat. So this is actually one of the examples of a multi-generational experience. Eunice actually take this game back home and actually play together with her family. So other than that, another inspiration is actually from NHK. Because in 2020, actually NHK staff tell me, actually in Japan, they have a reminiscence library. If you go to Japan, how about you visit them? So I actually wrote an email to them. So I met with Mr. Kenji. Kenji-san is actually the founder of the Reminiscence Library. I learned about it, I found it's very good. Can we do something in Singapore? So we discussed with NAS team, and then they actually also think of the pilot of the NLB Reminiscence Library. So we have the resources, and we can also open to the public. So later on, I will leave it to Komura-san to share with you how NHK is using reminiscence to promote health and well-being in Japan. And of course, today's theme is about golden opportunity also. When we talk about golden opportunities, actually I think of Rebecca. Rebecca is actually a founder and chair of the Golden Age Foundations. She actually create a lot of golden opportunities for older adults in Hong Kong. And she actually create Golden Age Fellow, Golden Age Anti-Pandemic Support Program, Golden Age Companion, and Golden Age Smart Care, and Golden Puppy. And then so when I talked to her about our reminiscence program, and she will also develop a golden age reminiscence program. That means our reminiscence program will go to Hong Kong. Yeah, so that's very good, right? Yeah, so thank you, Rebecca, for your support. And actually, other than Rebecca, we actually have a lot of organizations supporting what we are doing. So you will see all the participating organizations. Without them, we actually cannot really have this, this game. So let's embrace Asianness, creativity, and golden opportunities. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Associate Professor Carol Ma, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Well, so as you heard from Associate Professor Ma, one of the inspiration is from the NHK Reminiscence Project, Reminiscence Library, pardon me. So very happy to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Tomohisa Komura. He joined NHK Archives in 2018 after working as a TV production director in charge of educational program production and copyright management in the Copyright and Contracts Department. At NHK Archives, he is responsible for the production of digital archive contents such as the NHK Reminiscence Library and the NHK Broadcast History, as well as rights management, including copyright processing. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me. Let's welcome Mr. Tomohisa Komura.
Hey, thank you for introduction. Good afternoon, Minister and honored guests. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm honored to be here. I would like to congratulate the launch of the new project by SUSS and NLB. I can't wait to hear some feedback and or reaction. First, I would like to show you a short video as an introduction of our project.
This 89-year-old man is gazing at a scene that seems to be straight out of his childhood. A wave of nostalgia washes over him via virtual reality. Reminiscence therapy, in which people living with dementia view objects or scenes from their past and talk about them to activate their brains, is seen as a potentially effective way to prevent the spread of dementia. This library repurposes archival footage preserved by NHK for use in reminiscence therapy. The library has been promoted and distributed online, on television and DVD, and through events. A free DVD version of the library has been distributed to nearly 10,000 elder care facilities all over Japan. The library also provides a way for younger caregivers to learn more about those they take care of, facilitating better communication. For the health of older adults, the NHK Reminiscence Library.
Thank you. Okay, I'll start with the overview. This shows the projected rate of aging in some Asian countries in 2035. In about 10 years, about 33% of the population in Japan is expected to be 65 or older. I believe many of you have already known, but Japan is the highest in the world, and Singapore is catching up. So we are facing a similar issue. As a public service media, it is our duty to address biosocial problems. And we came up with the idea that the use of archive videos in reminiscence therapy could be helpful. But NHK's archive footages are originally for the news and other TV programs, so they are not designed to be used in reminiscence therapy. So we had to choose carefully those footages that can be used in the reminiscence therapy. And also, we had to re-edit them to produce the clips. As a result, our library mainly consists of footages related to daily life, such as those of schools and homes in the old days, as well as tools and toys. They bring back nostalgic scenes from their childhood. Past programs are the collection of elderly people's favorite programs, such as quiz show and drama series. Such shared memories are useful when they hold conversations. We come to understand that there are triggers to open up memories. Let me show you two examples. First, let's watch and listen to the sound. In Japan, the steam locomotive like this was widely used until 1960s. My point here is the sound. It does spark memories. It helps you go back in time and remember what you experienced. That's an advantage of using archive footages. Next, please note the change of viewpoint or the camera angle. Just imagine you as the children. You are on the train leaving from your family.
$45万人に達しました。
This was taken in 1944 when World War II was escalating.
45万人に
It
達しました。
showed children living in Tokyo evacuating to the countryside away. Did you notice that the camera angle changed? This is the viewpoint of the children in the train
45万
as
人
they
に
saw
達し
their
ました。
families on the platform. You can see people who have similar experiences will recall a wide range of memories. Now, the NHK Reminiscence Library offers such footages through a website, DVDs, TV programs, and events, basically free of charge. About 2,000 clips are on offer, and some come with English explanation. Now let's move on to our services. I will explain how these clips are used. Currently, the NHK Renaissance Library is being used at about 10,000 facilities for the elderly around Japan. This accounts for around 10% of all elderly care facilities nationwide. But at first, there was almost no demand for the clips. We had been offering the clips only through our website. Many elderly facilities lacked the equipment to show the videos online and were unable to build them. So we decided to study how we can get the facilities to use the clips. We found out that karaoke is popular at the facilities. And they all had the equipment to screen DVDs of the karaoke videos. After we began renting DVDs, they spread as quick as lightning. To spread the use further, we made postcards to the elderly facilities every year. To facilities that not signed up, we invited them to start the reminiscence therapy using our DVDs. To the facilities that borrowed the DVDs at least once, we sent a postcard introducing new DVDs. When the facilities receive the mail, they can reach our website through the QR code printed on the postcard. They can borrow DVDs, extend the borrowing period, return them, or make inquiries on the page. When they wish to borrow the DVDs longer, they can do so by filling in the questionnaire shown on the right once a year. The DVDs are mailed with a link explaining how to use them. The linked website introduced the theme ideas for the reminiscence therapy and the clips related to the themes. It also gives examples of how the clip should be used. Please take a look.
How is the site being used at care homes and other institutions? We visited one such home that makes great use of reminiscence therapy.
昭和31年の名古屋の様子、はい、
A caregiver organizes groups of 4 or 5 people. It's important that the caregiver listens to the participants and also joins in.
ラジオだからこうやってセリフを読んでたんでしょうかね。
今日は福岡南風、いついずことも果てぬ渡り鳥、旅の先の歌森に探し求めてという声と、その自分に子供の自分に覚えた歌、これこんだけしか覚えない。
頭にかけて履いて、それが一時流行ったらね。
流行ったんですか。
君の名はのね。
君の名は。テレビのことだけじゃなくて、その当時の
振り返ってね、自分歩いてきた時だよ。
暮らしぶりを思い出された。
昔はいろいろあったでね、苦労してきたしね。
いろいろあった。
父さんがね、涙出てくるね。やっぱしおっしゃる通り。
The idea is that doing this reminiscing in groups will set off a chain reaction, sparking even more vivid memories.
As you can see, it works really well with the help of a good facilitator. The next topic is our content production. We are developing new clips and improving our services by following the PDCA cycle. The start is P for plan. To make a plan, we decided to ask some experts on how we can create clips that are effective in reminiscence theory. Because NHK is a broadcaster, we know we are not experts in this field. Then, a doctor and expert on dementia care told us that remembering the past is effective in stimulating the brain. A university professor, who is also a clinical psychologist, said, discussing their memories while watching nostalgic footages will make the elderly feel happy and fulfilled. An occupational therapist with long experience in reminiscence therapy said the elderly can regain confidence and a sense of accomplishment when they pass on their experiences to the younger generation. Such ideas form the basis of our project. Now we come to stage D or do, where the clips are produced. At first, we made a clip using the footages from big news stories or popular dramas, because we thought that's what everybody remembers. But the expert had a different view. They pointed out, we don't need big news and famous actors. We need footages of daily life and ordinary people that suit the reminiscence therapy. We realized for the first time that there's a difference in the footages needed in broadcast programs and reminiscence theory. Yet, we didn't know how kind of footages were suitable. So, we visited the places where the reminiscence therapy is being offered and listened to the conversation. People there were talking about what they ate daily, tools they used, and toys they shared with their friends. The topics were very ordinary, something anyone can talk about. We went back and searched the archive for video materials that will bring back such memories. Please take a look at the clip we produced after going through this process. It shows daily life in Japan right after the end of World War II about 70 years ago, as the supply of water, gas, and electricity was not sufficient back then, people used tubs and buckets to wash the dishes, and traditional cook stoves to cook rice. When washing machines were not available, it was hard to work to do the laundry using a washboard. It was these daily scenes that jogged the memories of the elderly. We looked for video materials like these, edited them, and produced the clips. Then comes the check stage. We verify the clips by checking the feedback we got from the users. We asked the experts to analyze the questionnaire and used their findings to develop new clips and improve our services. Lastly, we come to the act stage where we make improvements based on the check stage. To give you an example, a person wrote in the questionnaire, I wish there were clips showing all the tools. So we searched in our archive, but couldn't find video materials. The reason was simple. Elderly tools and how they are used are so ordinary, not to say so boring, that they didn't appear much in old TV news or old programs. But again, we are lucky that we are a broadcaster. At NHK, we have many props for drama production, like Samurai's sword, beautiful kimonos, and everything. So we borrowed old tools, such as an iron that used charcoal fire or an old sprayer, and we filmed them to create new clips. Also, many people said they want clips of old folk songs and children's songs to which they could sing along. In response, we produced clips by adding simulated videos to old audio source materials. We try to improve our services by following the PDCA cycle, and we hope to carry this on. Lastly, let me talk about our challenges in developing content using new technologies. This is the reminiscence therapy content using VR technology. It was created to offer a more realistic experience of life in the old days than the archive videos. Now let's take a look. This is a typical kitchen in Japan around the 1960s. It is a morning summer, and you can hear the birds and the cicadas. An electric washing machine is used to do the laundry. Rice is cooked in an electric rice cooker, and gas is used to cook food. Tools using electricity and gas have just started to become popular. You can see how this kitchen looked like in the 1930s. There's no gas, and wood fire is used to cook food. By clicking the red circle, you can learn about the tools from the past and how they were used. In those days, laundry was done by hand using the washboard. Now let's step outside. This is how the street looked like in the 1930s. a man is smoking near a school. Now he will face a fine in Singapore. There seems to be a playhouse across from the school. Now let's turn to the scene in tonight. There's someone else who must pay a fine. I think this guy just had too much sake. But seriously, this is very true and realistic because it was common for Japanese husbands to buy their wives packed sushi to make up for coming home late drunk. I really wish to show you more, but it's about time. Finally, I'm really looking forward to working with SESS and NLB. We could share our experiences and lessons learned for our society. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Komura. Thank you, Mr. Komura. It's certainly great to hear a very holistic summary about the NHK Reminiscence Library and also the fact that it is able to reach out to more than 10,000 facilities across Japan. What's fascinating to me as well, we're all familiar with the video medium, right? But of course, in what he mentioned, its sounds also trigger memories, like the example of the locomotive train as well. So thank you very much for the presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the theme, if you can look behind me, Ageless Creativity, Golden Opportunity. So today, we are also very honored to have with us the founder and chair of the Golden Age Foundation Hong Kong. Our speaker is a business entrepreneur turned serial social entrepreneur. Over the years, she has devoted her full effort to promoting social innovation and social entrepreneurship in Hong Kong and Greater China, especially in orchestrating movements with social missions to bring about positive change. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me. Let's welcome our speaker, Mrs. Rebecca Choy Yung.
Minister Ang, Mr. An, Professor Tang, Komura-san, Professor Carol, it is my great honor to be here today to join the launch event of the Celebration of Your Life. I celebrated my birthday a few days ago and bought myself this new cheongsam. Well, actually, it's being designed by a Hong Kong designer who put the prints of the landmarks of Singapore. You may see later on that we have the Mirror Lion, the Marina Sands, and also the gardens at the bay. So I bought this because I think it's very meaningful for me to wear this in Singapore when we are getting exchanges with the National Library, with the SUSS, the Sing Health, and many other community partners. So as Carol mentioned, we are planning to develop meaningful collaborations with our counterparts in Singapore and to bring about well-being for the twin cities of Singapore and Hong Kong. So this is my mom. She celebrated her 95th birthday last month with family and friends. And we are seeing more people living up to their 80s or 90s or even 100s. So aging is a global phenomenon, and we all have a shared future. Hence, we also have a shared responsibility to look after each other. So take a look at the world population. It is getting older. And we see that in 2020, we have over 1.06 billion older adults. But in 30 years' time, by 2050, we will have 2.13 billion older adults. So this is the only increasing natural resources that we have. So we are precious, we are valuable. So what are we going to do with these high number of older adults? Millions in Hong Kong and millions in Singapore. How can we make good use of these huge talent resources? Hong Kong has overtaken our older brother Japan, as the fastest aging city of the world and the #1 longevity city of the world. So Hong Kong women would expect to live up to 88, but my mom is 95 already, and men until 83. The average life expectancy for both sexes increased by 5 years since 1997. So babies who are born today will expect to live beyond 100 years. So we are getting older. But are we aging well? Are we aging smartly? The 20th century has created what we call the 3 stages of life. So normally we say we will study, we work, and then we retire, and then wait until the last day of our life. But in the 21st century, we see a new way of life, a new map of life that is a multiple stage of life when people at different stages of their life, they could pursue lifelong learning, continue to work as much as they can, and can work anywhere with a laptop. I'm also a slasher. I'm working for different organizations as volunteers, and I bring my laptop everywhere with me. So we are also have to build age-friendly communities. So these are all new life pathways for us. So we can see that aging is not what it used to be. An aging population will have an impact of the future like at no other time in history, and will change everything from the kind of cities we are having, from transportation to housing, from consumption patterns to the way that we learn, and to relations between families and between countries. This will have major social, environmental, and economic impact, much more than in the past. And alongside it, technology will speed up the changes. So we should take aging as a key driver of change, and we should look for opportunities, not just focusing on the challenges that we are having. So at our foundation, we have put forward the concept, a new narration of smart aging. This is not just a change of terms. Actually, it's a different mindset and will lead us to different strategies. So at the individual level, we'd like everybody to become healthy. But actually, our health system is based around diseases and hospitals. But by being healthy, we mean we have to be healthy physically and mentally and be able to carry on our life independently. So even in our own age, we should live as independently as possible. And we should be active as possible, get connected with the society, and be engaged in different kinds of work and different types of hobbies that we are passionate about. And also being creative. Now we talk about creativity. Creativity is not just for the young. It is for everybody. And for older adults, we have many more wisdom, experiences, and skills that we can make use of. And our problem-solving skills is much better than young people. So we could be creative in many ways. And last but certainly not the least, we have to develop a purpose-driven life. It's not just being survival. We have to create positive impact through our work, through our interaction with the rest of the society. And the societies should also respond smartly to changes. Because look at our cities, for example, in Hong Kong, our roads, our facilities, our buildings, and even our systems are very old. They are products of the Industrial Revolution, but now we're entering the AI age. So we have to respond smartly by developing the Golden Age economy, which is driven by the needs and wants of older adults. And we have to look into integrative wellness and healthcare, enhance productivity and engagement of older adults into all aspects of the society, and to use technology wisely. So to make use of them in a practical way so that we can live healthily, we can live actively. And certainly we need to take a look at social cohesion and inclusion so that different generations can live, can work, can communicate effectively. And then we should have to do away with ageism, which is very much still affecting our behaviors. So take a look at Hong Kong. During the pandemic, of course, we see many sad news, So in early 2022, Hong Kong is being hit hard by the fifth wave of COVID. You may have heard from the news that a lot of old people got infected, many more died. And sadly, because of the limited capacity of our public hospitals, many old people have to wait outside the hospital overnight to get admitted. So all these has led us to think, how should we help them? How can we make sure that our elderly live in a safe and also human-centric environment? So being an innovative, non-profit-making organization, our foundation, on February the 14th, on Valentine's Day, our whole team worked until midnight to come up with this Golden Age Care Anti-Pandemic Support Program. The main idea is to gather together a team of professionals. Many of them are semi-retired or retired professionals, including nurses, dietitians, social workers, engineers, counselors, academias, could join together with us. And then we also invite corporations, funders, government bodies, associations, and even student volunteers to join us. So we set up teams, train them up, and then each team will look after an elderly home in distress. When I say elderly homes, these are privately run elderly homes. They are not run by the government-funded organizations. So these are private enterprises, and many of them are very small, and they have to rely on their own resources. So most of them are very limited in space, with poor facilities, with shortage of labor, and also they don't have professional knowledge to fight against the pandemic simply because they are medical organizations. So what we have done, we actually transformed the elderly care quality in these elderly homes. So first, we help them to control the environment, make sure that the environment is safe. And second, our professional team help them with medications and proper treatments of the elderly. And third, we gather a network of communities, volunteers to support them. And throughout all these processes, we are doing knowledge transfer by our professionals to the owners and operators of these elderly care homes. So the innovative solution is based on empathy, because first of all, we send immediate support and anti-pandemic materials to these private elderly homes, because sadly, at that time, Hong Kong was totally locked down. Nobody could enter the elderly homes. So we send them these supports, and we provide them with 24-hour calls. Whenever they have problems, they can call our professional team. Then we dispatch, you could see from the slide, we dispatch 37 robots. We call them Dr. Gold. We give them a doctor's outfit with eyes so that the residents would treat them as a very intimate partner. So this robot will do sanitization. We also install telemedicine apps, entertainment apps, and communication apps into the laptop so that they could help to reduce the workload of the staff. And you could see on the other slide that actually an elderly is following the robot to do walking exercise. And then, of course, we provide them with professional support and provide them with practical solutions by our cross-sectoral specialists and support them with our cross-generational volunteers. So this is the robot at work. So actually, we do a mapping of the robots. So the robots, they will do the spraying of disinfectants 24 hours, every 8 hours. So in this way, we don't have to move away the elderly because many of them are immobile. And it is very hard work because the elderly homes have different settings and they are very narrow, and most of them have a lot of things being put onto the corridors. So we have to teach the staff how to make use of it hand in hand. And the elderly are very happy about it because suddenly they have a big toy in front of them. So our professional team help them to properly store anti-pandemic products. So we teach them to keep an inventory list and take stock periodically, store it properly and keep good practices. And secondly, we also help them to optimize the dispensing process of medications, for example, implementing the color code system for medication cups, labels to indicate the time of administration, name and illness of the residents, etc. And we also put in medication trays to simplify the process of distributing the medications. And then during this process, we've seen that many elderly, they are being seriously affected mentally. Those with dementia have become very serious. So we have come up with this new project that we call Gambolo in Cantonese. So Gambolo literally means valuable golden baby. So we call it a non-drug therapy to relieve the work stress in residential care homes. Though these are very low-tech, I would say, not high-tech, low-tech digital golden babies. So our team has given them beautiful clothing and asked each elderly to give them a name. So these are given to the elderly homes to help relieve the emotional and behavioral problems of the elderly. And they are very effective. You could see from the slide that as soon as the elderly see the baby, they laugh. A moment ago, they would be shouting and crying and then complaining. But the second, as soon as they see the golden baby, they are very happy. So we have developed a very robust clinical protocol for the staff to follow so that they would alleviate the emotions of the elderly and help them gradually to develop good habits daily. And then we come up with another program called Gamzai in Cantonese, which we call the Golden Companion. This Golden Companion is actually a social robot, which is very popular in Japan and Australia, but somehow in Hong Kong, nobody likes to use it. So we are looking into the reason why people don't use it. I think the main thing is they don't understand what is the use of such a robot. So we find it very important to bridge the digital gap, especially during and after the pandemic. Because like me, I don't grow up with a digital education. I could barely use my iPhone, I could barely use my laptop. So if I don't learn more, when I get old 20 years later, I won't be able to operate any digital equipment. So we promote home-based aging, and we train a group of golden buddies. So they will use this companion robot. After that, they will go to the elderly home, and now they are serving at daycare centers to teach the olds to use them for games, for exercise, and for singing. So the impact, since last year until now, we have already improved the services of 75 small and medium-sized private elderly homes. We trained 850 plus staff, and we benefit over 8,000 low-income elderly. And most important of all, we trained over 200 young people and Golden Age volunteers to form a network of support for them. So in the long run, we are developing business for good, because with proper support, the private sector can generate higher social impact. So we have a very strong steering committee comprising of leaders from different fields to facilitate the development of the smart aging industry in different ways. And we are also building social capacity and unlock the creativity of middle-aged people. And we are developing talents. We provide internship for university students, and we train young people, primarily primary and secondary students, to become Dr. Gold Jr. Now they are not robots, they are real person. So you could see from the slide that they are serving the elderly with the digital equipment. So here I have a slide from our intern, but due to the time limitation, I don't think I have time to show you this video, but you could always see it from our website. So going forward, we must know that the aging population is not homogeneous. We need many more new products, services, and solutions to satisfy the demands and needs and budgets of different people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and well into hundreds. So we organized the Golden Age Expo and Summit since 2016, in which we invite exhibitors from different parts of the world to join us and leaders from different countries to show us their good practices and share with each other how we could help each other. So next year will be the 10th anniversary of our foundation. I would like to extend my cordial invitation here to Minister An and all our distinguished guests here to join us in Hong Kong, where we will have the 9th Golden Age Expo and Summit. We really would like to share more Singapore experiences with our counterparts in Hong Kong, in Greater China, and from different parts of Asia. So we look forward to welcoming you next year in August. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Rebecca. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, truly indeed, it is very exciting to hear aging as a driver of change. And, it's the only thing that every year, as according to her words, we get more and more natural resources, right? Because we do have an aging population, both in Hong Kong as well here in Singapore. So we started out, Associate Professor Carol Ma told us about the Come Let's Chat game. We had a bit of inspiration from NHK Reminiscence Library, and also Mrs. Rebecca shared with us a bit more about the Golden Age Care as well. All right, so in just a moment, very happy to be able to launch the Come Let's Chat game. Now, did you know that every 3 seconds around the world, one person is diagnosed with dementia? All right, so that is a really startling statistic. So reminiscence is really a method to maintain the cognitive level. And that starts with this game that we are about to launch very shortly. So at this point in time, I'm pleased to invite Minister, Mr. Ng and Professor Tan to please kindly join us on stage for the launch. Can we give them a big hand, please? Well, in just a moment, I will invite our three gentlemen to place your hand onto the red button to press the button. But this is where we all come in as well, ladies and gentlemen. I will count down 3, 2, 1. After 1, everybody, you must shout, "Come, let's chat." Can we do that? Can we do that? Okay, very good. So can we have a photograph first? Can we look forward for a photograph first with our guests on stage? Thank you. Okay, so if you are ready, ladies and gentlemen, let us count down. Minister is ready. Mr. Ng, Professor Tan is ready as well. Let's count down in 3, 2, 1. Come, let's chat. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Can we have another photograph as well? Because the front is lit up. From the back, the front is lit up. So perhaps can we have a photo from the back as well? Yeah, from the back. Minister, if you can join us here, please, for the photograph. Professor as well. Let's have a photograph with a thumbs up as well. With a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Please kindly remain. So if you can please indulge us, Minister, Mr. Ng and Professor Tan, we would like three of you to come, let's chat together. All right, now just to share a bit more about the game as well, ladies and gentlemen. Now in this typical reminiscence game, now we will start with the conversation starter. All right, so this is what we will be starting first with our three guests on stage. So perhaps we can start with Professor Tan first, please. So we have 2 questions that we'd like to show. So we have 2 options now. So we start with Professor Tan. Okay, so what was the funniest thing that you did as a child, or sing a song that you like most? So Professor Tan.
I need to understand.
Please.
So we are actually playing the game.
Yes.
Is there
Minister.
a winner?
No
winner.
Sure, we can appoint you the winner later.
There's no winner. Just play.
Well, but it's really to reminisce about, for people to reminisce a bit more about, so they get, as Professor mentioned, get the blood flowing by more than 80 times to the brain. All right, so this is something that's very good for
I'm not
everybody.
used to it because games usually, to me, there's objective, there's a race. So there's nothing of that sort. Okay.
Yeah, we try to stimulate some memories here today.
See, the minister is actually very competitive. But I also know that he's a better singer, so I'm going to leave the singing to him.
Oh!
So I will try to recall a funny thing which I did as a child. Of course, if you were to ask me this question now, I'll need some time to think about it. But I was prompted earlier, so I'd actually thought about it. So a bit of cheating. Yeah. Well, there were many crazy things I did as a child, and some I'd rather not share. But one which I particularly remembered was how I learned to ride a bicycle. And what's so funny about that? The funny thing was that, we did not come from a rich family, so these things were not always available. But I wanted very badly to learn to ride a bicycle, and my neighbor had a very broken down, beat up bicycle. Strangely, everything worked except that there were no tires, no rubber tires. The wheels were there, the chains and all that. So I said, I'm going to ride it in any case. So I learned to ride my bike without tires.
Wow.
And it went clang, 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 and of course everybody complained it was so noisy, but it really improved my balance, because you try balancing and riding on a bike with no tires. So I think that's one of these funny moments which I still recall, but there were many, and I think I'll stop here and let Minister
Thank
take
you,
the
Professor
singing
Tan.
part.
In the words of our millennials nowadays, Professor Tan really YOLO. You only live once. All right, so can we have Mr. Ng? Mr. Ng, which one would you like to choose?
I will do the funniest thing as well, since we've asked Minister.
You don't choose the same thing. No?
You'll have to give the prize to the minister. afterwards.
Sure, of course.
The minister will win.
Mr. Ng, please.
Yeah, so one of the there are not many funny things that can be shared, but one of the funny things that I did as a child, I remember that our school, the school I was at, it was compulsory to learn how to canoe. Right? And I remember that we used to canoe at this super muddy place, right? And we would just we'll play around, we'll muck around with a canoe. And when we started disembarking from the canoe, I lost my slippers because the mud was so deep. I think it was up to my actually beyond my knees, right? Actually, I just lost my slippers. I said, "Hey, well, what happened to?" And it was a big struggle just getting out from the mud itself. But it was fun.
Great memories, great memories. Can we give him a big hand?
We went to the same school. Huh?
Oh.
I didn't know you have to canoe in mud.
Yeah.
Okay, Minister, so I guess we have
no
another
choice.
We have options, sing a song or funniest moment.
Okay, I don't think I'll sing a song. I'll sing 1-2 lines, okay?
Oh,
2 lines.
wow, Minister will sing for us today.
Part of the reason because I saw Carol and I saw Rebecca, and I asked Taeyong, are you both from Hong Kong? He said, both from Hong Kong. So there is a song, 難得一生好本領，情關始終闖不過。That's all. That's all. Because I also reminiscing. This is song from 小李飛刀.
Minister, I pressed the golden buzzer for you. Golden buzzer, boom, confetti.
It's a bit of reminiscing because I learned my Cantonese by watching first 陸小鳳, then 小李飛刀.
Thank you very much.
And 上海灘.
So all of you are entertained today by Minister. Also, please kindly remain. So usually this is how the game starts. This is a conversation starter. And then now we'll dive into the actual game itself as well. So this is essentially a visual card, which is basically for people to recall and share. So we do have one of the visual cards here, of course, proudly supported by the NAS. So Professor Tan, if you can share with us your memory if you have a memory about this scenario that you see here. In Singapore, yes.
So I think in those days, I recall, you had conductors in buses. I don't recall someone sitting in front collecting, but there was a guy going up and down, and he held a clipper. And the two things I remember, one is that you didn't press a buzzer or a bell to stop or start, but he hit the pole of the bus with his clipper. So if you're going down, he hit it twice, tuk, tuk, and then the bus will stop. And then when you go down, he'll hit it one more time. That was a signal for the bus driver to move on. So I remember very distinctly the conductor playing that role. The second thing that I remember was that the bus tickets were little slips of colored papers, quite small, and they were numbers. And of course, you'd punch the number to indicate which stop you came up and where you went off. And for us, young kids, we wanted to collect everything, right? So we collected those colored papers. And they were different colors. I remember there was green, orange, yellow, or whatever. And we will collect it as kind of souvenirs and kept it. I may have still some of it at home, I'm not sure. But we collected those things, I recall.
Thank you, Professor Tan. How about Mr. Ng?
Well, I remember, I don't remember the box as well. But what I do remember on buses, in particular, the old buses, I remember sleeping on the buses. The buses were very good to sleep, even though they were not air-conditioned.
So, Minister?
Yeah, I think we are all around same age. Huh? That's why we don't remember this. There was a driver and then there was a conductor that go up and down to collect the tickets. And then once in a while, there will be an inspector, right? Will come out, and you wish, then you only pay 25 cents all the time. Then you hope that you didn't overshot your bus stop. But I think the same school we went to, I can't remember the bus number. There is one conductor that is damn fierce, no? He will come on and he just scold all of us. Just scold all of us. But today, if you go to National Transport Workers Union, of which I was the executive secretary for several years, you can still see all the memorabilia, all the different colored tickets, the old bus seats, and the conductor clips and everything. That is in Lorong 35 in Geylang. Yeah. And you can still see them. Yeah.
Great. So this is a good way to reminisce as well if you go to that NTWU exhibition as well. So please join me to say a big thank you to Mr. Ng and Professor Tan. Thank you very much for sharing with us. Thank you, Minister. We'd like to present you the golden buzzer after this, Minister. Thank you. Professor Tan, if you can please kindly remain on stage, please, over here just at the front. Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Mr. Ng. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today, of course, we're very honored to have with us our two keynote speakers. So can I invite Mr. Komura and Mrs. Rebecca to please join us at the front? We'd like to present them a token of appreciation, please. Thank you very much. Let's give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Of course, we will be presenting to them the Come Let's Chat game. So we'd like a good photograph together as well. Can we look forward for a photograph, please, together with our two keynote speakers, all the way from Japan as well as from Hong Kong. So thank you very much. Can we give them a big round of applause once again? Thank you, Mr. Komura. Thank you, Mrs. Rebecca. Thank you. Thank you. And also thank you, Professor Tan, for presenting as well. Thank you. Thank you. Well, so ladies and gentlemen, what an exciting day here for our audience members tuning in online as well. This is almost at the end, but not yet, because we do have a request of everyone here. That is a feedback form, because we always love to improve our programming for all of you. So guests on site, you can scan the QR code. Audience members tuning in online, you can also scan the QR code that you see in front of you as well. Now, what's exciting is in the field, in the bottom field as well, we ask you to share your stories. So we want all of you to reminisce as well. So if you can share with us a beautiful story of perhaps when you were younger, do share with us as well. So we'd love to collate all these memories as well for our very own reminiscence project also, hopefully. All right. Now, also, of course, ladies and gentlemen, do let you know as well. Now, you can find out more information about the Come Let's Chat game at the following website. So for our online audience participants, it is here on the screen in front of you. For our audience members on site, now in your goodie bag, we will give you each one of the game as well. Okay, so we will give it to you inside your goodie bag also. Now also, NLB, we do have our own very own memory card game as well. We do have an e-version of it also. For our audience members on here live, you can check out our booth. We do have the physical cards, but our audience members online, you can check it out on the screen as well. go.gov.sg/TOYL-resources. So with that, for our audience members online, so a big thank you to all of you for joining us. We hope all of you will join us for our Time of Your Life celebration at all the libraries and also online as well. We hope all of you will join in the celebrations at the Time of Your Life celebrations. So for our audience members tuning in online, we hope to see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye. Great. So with that, our friends here, please join me to say a big thank you to Minister Ong for gracing our event today. Thank you very much, Minister, for joining our event here today. We'd now like to invite Minister for a tour of the different booths that we have here. Thank you, Minister.